I would like to direct my short questions to the Honorable Minister for Health. But before I direct my question, I would like to, through you, thank the Minister for the money of 15 million he delivered on behalf of the Marawi Rosso government to Kujawa St. Joseph Nombre General Hospital during the Christmas New Year period. Right after he delivered the money, we saw on the 13th February on the social media dead bodies in Kujawa dumped on the car park in front of the hospital. And so the question is, the money was delivered, how and why those dead bodies were dumped on the streets? So my serious question is, what was the reason for dumping the corpse in the car park in front of the Kujawa General Hospital? Whose job, number two, whose job is it to ensure that dead in a respectable hospital are treated with respect? And thirdly, through you, Mr. Minister, are you going to order an investigation into the operations of the Kujawa St. Joseph Nombre General Hospital? Thank you.
Let me also thank the good member for those series of questions. Again, let me make myself clear. The 15 million kina that was given to all the PHAs was money that was put aside to address the capacity issues we have in the country. When COVID-19 came, we realized that it exposed us to a lot of issues with our health system. We realized that our health system was quite fragile in terms of capacity in both infrastructure and human resource-wise. So our good Prime Minister and the Cabinet in their wisdom decided to put money aside to address those capacity issues. And so, like I said, some PHAs got their money in advance. Others who didn't have a clear plan, the monies were retained until they came up with their expenditure plan. And we started disbursing those monies, and in the process, I had to meet up with all the PHA CEOs and board because it was important we met with them to make sure that they understood the functions and responsibilities of PHA and how they can work in collaboration with the leadership on ground. Thank you for those questions. Leader, I think, Mr. Speaker, PHAs have been created to ensure that the service delivery mechanism is actually closer to the people than far removed in Port Moresby. So if you look at it, it's basically a decentralization process where power is devolved to people on ground to take care of their own health. And studies done throughout the world have actually shown that when you bring those decision-making processes closer to the people, you get more impact. So in answering your question, I don't know the reasons why the bodies were actually dumped at the hospital ground, number one. The second question, whose job is it? Ultimately, PHAs are an autonomous organization that deals with health for any provinces. So that means that they have to answer to the board. They respond to the board. So ultimately the issue lies with the board. The board should hold them to account. And if the board fails to hold them to account, then it comes back to my office. The National Department of Health, in this new arrangement that we have, the National Department of Health basically provides policy oversight. Now, with the amendments that we passed last time, we realized that a lot of the boards sometimes are politically appointed, so they are basically cronies, and they don't do their jobs well. So with the new amendments, part of the power has been given back to the Minister's office. So if I don't get any written complaints from leaders from Simbu or people from Simbu, I won't act unless a formal complaint is written, because on ground you already have a board that's supposed to look into the health authority, the provincial health authority's performance. So, Speaker, through you, I want to make this very clear to the Parliament that it's important to appoint good boards. When you have good boards in place, they will hold the PHAs to account. Now, to finish answering this, what the PHAs have actually done, this new reform has actually done, is given so much power and authority to the PHAs. And sometimes they abuse the power that's given to them. And that's why it's important to appoint good boards so that the boards can provide the necessary oversight that we refer to. And in this new arrangement, with the new amendments we've done, the provincial administrator actually becomes a voting member in that board. So that means that the provincial governments will have direct visibility in the performance of any PHAs. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.